You guys, I'm starting a business. Yay! I'm so excited. I really am. I feel like it's all come full circle. It's been, let me check my journal. This is my journal, and I write in it like at least a couple times a week, and I've only got, not too many pages left. Day 581. It's day 581. I've been working on this for about a month, and hopefully it will be to market. We'll bring our product to market in the next month. This is an online business because the goal is passive income, location independence. So we're based online, but we really think that we can change some lives. So I'm gonna tell you about the business. Well, I'm not gonna tell you about the business. I will wait until the business launches. I'm gonna tell you about the process of, being to a place where I'm about to sign up for an LLC, which I'll do after I finish this and do my chores, and the challenges I've had to this point. This channel is about entrepreneurship, and I told y'all if you want to see me build a business in 2020, subscribe. So if you have subscribed, thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed and you want to see me build this business, then subscribe and like the video if you're as excited as I am. Well, you're not gonna be as excited as I am because this is my life. But if you're happy for me, please like the video and leave a comment. Okay, I told you guys in January that I was doing a pitch. I think that might have even been December. So I did a pitch with my friend. This is a friend from college. She's a very nice person. That's why we're still friends. I don't really think we have anything in common, but that's actually, I feel like a lot of my friends, I don't really have anything in common with them. But we're good people and we have stuck together all this time. So I made a proposition based on a course that I purchased last year. She was into it, but I just kind of realized it really doesn't make sense for me to just like do this one event that the proposition was for and walk away, because there's so much that I can bring to the brand that I created for her. And so it just became a business. Like, it wasn't even like a real conversation. It was just like, we're doing this business. Again, that was last month and things have moved so quickly. It feels like I've been working on this for like 6 months, but it's not been 6 months, it's been 1 month. We were originally going to launch last week, which was insane and not a good choice. But now we're taking it more seriously and we're gonna launch when we are ready. And that means when we have a vision and when we have a real plan, a business plan and social media strategy and a marketing plan. Because I've consumed so much information that I understand there are all of these things that go into it. I don't really want to start without it, but I still have a lot to learn about each of those things. Although I feel like I know almost exactly what to do. It's just like the details of getting it done. The first thing I want to talk about is how I've been on this journey for so long and I felt really lost. I felt really almost inadequate or worthless, wayward. I haven't felt I had a place. When I started the channel in 2018 in November, I was saying I'm an entrepreneur with no job. And then I was like, you know what? I do kind of have a purpose here. And I'm a mom, so I definitely don't have a job. And at that point, I was like putting my eggs in the blog podcast basket. And then I wrote a book and none of those things felt right. But anyway, I just felt like this whole time I felt like I haven't found my place, but this right here feels right. Not only does it feel right, but I feel like it's a viable option. I don't really see how we're gonna fail unless like we as a partnership fails. But I also experienced feeling competent for the first time in quite a while. When I did the pitch, I just believed me so much. And I think obviously she believed me too, but I realized the amount of work And research, consuming content that I've done over the past 581 days has not been for nothing. I have actually grown as a professional, and a lot of these concepts that go with blogging, podcasting, marketing in general, online business have become like the foundation of my knowledge. Like, I know those things. And that made me feel really good. I really needed that. I really needed to see a light in me. And this experience has provided that. I realized I do have valuable skills, and I just don't feel like I'm preparing anymore. I'm doing it. So that's the first thing I wanted to say. It's kind of, I guess the message is, you have to try a lot of things to find out where you fit, you know? It's not, I've never run a legit business before, but doing it feels like exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. I also now see myself as a person with multiple businesses. I knew I had to have 7 streams of income or whatever that millionaires have, but I kind of like understood, while this is important to me and I'm gonna give it like real effort and make it a priority, I don't need to put all my hope in this, because there will be additional opportunities that I can do simultaneously. I feel inspired by Candy Burris in this vision of myself. I was avoiding watching this video. It was like, I went shopping in LA shopping district, and I was like, why do I care about that? But I clicked on it anyway because YouTube was like forcing me to watch it. And I saw her with her business partner, and they were shopping for her boutique called Tags. And she was like, I don't really know about the clothes. Like, this is not my thing. This is her thing. And I was like, you know what? That is empowering to me, to know that I can still be a part of something and not have it be like, be all of me in a sense. I can rely on somebody else, or I can just be a part of somebody else's vision and bring what it is that I have to offer to it. Now, for the challenges, I feel like this experience is definitely, is showing me all the ways I need to grow as a person. And it's so evident that old me has to die in order for the new successful me to exist. And it's kind of making me question all of my instincts. So I had an experience last week where my partner and I were not on the same page. And I was just kind of like, you know, is this gonna work out? Are we meant for each other, essentially? And I was really considering that. I feel that we have different points of reference. Well, that's like what I ultimately the conclusion I came to. We have different points of reference. So we consume a lot of different information than in terms of like what we know about business and the businesses we admire. So it's reflecting in what we were bringing to the table. And I was like, are we right for each other? But what I really came to understand is I'm really not wanting to go all in and looking for reasons that I'm gonna fail. I think I'm used to failing. I'm used to not taking risks. So yeah, my first mind is to figure out why this isn't gonna work out and back out. But when I really talked this through, it was kind of like, okay, yeah, I quit, and then what? Like there's nothing else for me. And it being an online business, it's not like it's gonna be a huge financial investment. So what does it really cost me to go all in? It's not gonna cost me that much money. I mean, I pay for the website, we'll pay for the LLC and whatever other little expenses, but you know, this is between 2 people, it's not a lot of money. So financially, it's not really a risk. It's a risk to my heart and me feeling like I failed, but the other possibility is I'm going to succeed, and the chance is I'm going to succeed. So I just realized like I don't really have a reason not to go all in and give it everything. it's my nature and my past, my old self, that's making me feel like it's so important that I don't fail. It's so important that I protect myself. But I don't have anything to protect. Like, I don't have anything. I need to take this chance. I need to take this step, because I obviously haven't made a bunch of amazing choices at this point, because I'm like still not a millionaire. So I have to challenge everything I'm inclined to do, which is being super safe and looking for ways I'm gonna fail. So that's where I'm at. I'm ready to go all in. I also listened to a podcast yesterday or Tuesday, a couple days ago, from Manifestation Babe. It says, I think it's episode 128, How to Stop Procrastinating for Good. But it's not about, it is about procrastination, but it was about perfectionism. I did not realize I was a perfectionist until this guy that I used to talk about baking with, he told me I was a perfectionist. And I was like, okay. And then other people told me I was a perfectionist. I didn't know I was a perfectionist. What I learned from the podcast is that perfectionism is about being ashamed of being imperfect, which we all are. But perfectionists are trying to avoid feeling ashamed because we had an experience in our past where we felt ashamed, or we're really trying to protect ourselves from that experience. And I feel like, I think I know a couple of experiences that have created this in me. But one of the ways it hurts us is that we procrastinate because we don't want to do stuff that we feel we might not be perfect at. So I've been procrastinating a lot on the things that I have to do for the business. And honestly, I don't really think there's that much to do. Like, I figured out the structure for the services that we'll offer. I got the website started to the best of my ability. I will invest in a graphic designer and a web person down the line, but it's important to me not to get caught up in those details of it and just to focus on building the products and like coming up with a plan, because then I'll create revenue to pay for that stuff. I just think that like it's important that the main thing remain the main thing, and the main thing is the service that we're bringing to the people. So there's not that much for me to do, but I'm just like not doing it. So when I really get down to it, it's like, there are a couple things I don't know how to do with the website. That's number one. And so therefore I'm like avoiding facing my inadequacy. Number two, there's some things I have to do. Like, I need to set up a PayPal, for which I need to set up a bank account, for which I need to register an LLC. And all that's contingent upon my belief, like my willingness to go all in, which is contingent upon my belief that I'm not gonna fail or it's not gonna fall apart. And so the perfectionism has kept me from doing those things because I'm so afraid to actually do this business, even though I've like been going through promotions. So every day over the last week, I feel like I'm like declaring a little bit more like, you're in this. This is real. You're really gonna give it effort. It's okay if you fail. But I just truly don't believe I'm gonna fail, but I'm just like generally blanket afraid of failing and afraid of what that feels like and looks like. But now that I'm aware that that's the problem I'm having, and that's why I haven't gotten these things done, not just because I'm lazy, not just because I don't really want it, but because it really comes from trying to avoid the shame of it not working out. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it because no risk, no reward, right? I also was listening to, what was it? I have to think about it, but it was something that they repeated, a quote that said, Kid Craddock in the morning, Jenna is leaving the show. It's a radio show that I'd never listened to anymore, but I just happened to listen yesterday, and I heard that Jenna was leaving the show, and JC said, you have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. So that told me, like, I'm uncomfortable with the fact that I'm not in complete control of this process. I have to work with somebody else. And I don't know where she's at. She's out of the country, so I can't talk to her. But she also hasn't shown me that she's not dedicated. I'm just like, pessimistic. But either way, if that feels uncomfortable, that's okay. I have to get comfortable being uncomfortable, because what's comfortable to me is this life, and like these accomplishments, this level of success, which I think objectively I'm like successful enough, but I want something different from my life than this. So I have to get comfortable being uncomfortable, because outside of this comfort zone is where my true success lies. The other thing that I learned from the podcast was that perfectionists feel like they have to stay busy, because if they're not busy, then they feel like they're not working hard enough. And I think that's me. So I also need to accept that this business might not like run me into the ground, because being successful doesn't have to be hard. Hard work doesn't have to be like grueling work. It has to be meaningful work. So I can do meaningful work without like having everything be in balance, and I need to be okay with that. But every day is something new. Like every day I'm learning more about myself and learning more about the ways old me has got to die. Old me is not a millionaire. So I'm in transition, but I'm excited for the future. Hopefully I'll be back in a couple weeks to tell you that the business has launched. I guess in a month or so, tell you the business has launched, and we will start talking more about like building a business. And you'll get to watch me build a business, run a business, be successful or not successful. I'm super excited. I hope you are. If you want to stick around for the journey, subscribe. I know what side's coming on. Subscribe. If you're excited for me, like the video. And if you want to tell me like if I should pay tax, if I should set up an LLC and pay Medicare and federal tax, then if you have an opinion, then I probably should just do it. That feels kind of scary. Like now I kind of understand why stuff is expensive, because if I have to pay Social Security and Medicare tax just for like existing, I mean on everything I make, then it kind of I have to make the prices high enough to make it worthwhile for me to pay those and like because if I'm not gonna make any money, I may as well just, you know, do it for free and not have to deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, thank you for watching. Bye.